Hello everybody, Corey here. I'm going to go over the YieldMax trades and holdings for the single stock ETFs and YBIT. Just a reminder, I am not a qualified licensed investment or financial advisor. I just gather the data, present it to you. YieldMax ETFs are extremely risky. Please make sure you know what you are investing in before doing so, and maybe check out how these funds performed in this last little flash market crash thing we had. I think it was around August 5th. But yeah, I know. I say that I'm going to do better and then I don't. So I do apologize. I'll just show you here real quick. These are the trades from Friday. I won't go into things that I've been doing in this video because I'm sure most of you could care less. So, let's see, the 9th was Friday. So these are the trades if anybody wants to see them. I have not sorted them, but they are here. And then Monday. So Monday, when I went to bed, well, when I left, at 6 something, Rod and I were going back and forth about the trades not being posted. And then, so then he got them posted. I was leaving work when he messaged me, so he emailed and got them posted on the website. But then by the time I got home, I went to bed and forgot all about it. So I did not get the trades downloaded, and Rod sent me what he had. So in the screenshot he had, it showed Coney, AIYY, and YBIT. By me just doing a very quick comparisons of the other ETFs, I noticed there were MZ trades. At one point, they had sold out half of the synthetic, or closed out half of the synthetic, and pushed them to future dates. And then basically here they had closed out of the other half, but I didn't have the data. I mean, I could try to recreate them, but here I'm just letting you know that that data is not here for Monday. And then yesterday was Tuesday, and so I do have this data. So don't really pay attention to the ulti at the bottom. Sometimes I format that and I shouldn't because it's a waste of time. I don't use it on the ulti spreadsheet. But so here we have all the trades. There's very few trades here, so I will just go over these briefly, and then instead of swapping back and forth, and then I'll go over the holdings so you can see where we're at, and as far as upside and stuff goes. Okay. BABO at the top there. They added 60 contracts to the synthetic and short call. Well, this is new, but we can't really go necessarily off the new, because when I did the holdings for the 12th, yeah, all of them had not loaded. In this case, Abney apparently was there, but they didn't all load before, by the time I got them copied and pasted. So I don't have all the data for all the holdings dated the 12th. But 117 and 87. What? No. Is that right? That's... Oh, okay. Never mind there. Because that... I just realized... I thought I had BABO on here, unless for some reason... I know I added it in a lot of places. I know I added it here, so I don't know what happened. I apologize. Maybe... Oh, never mind. Duh. Alphabetical order, right? Which then brings me to my other thing, is that if you are new, I usually go over this I guess these got in alphabetical order. I guess I did adjust them instead of just sorting because it wasn't that many. I do go over these in alphabetical order, and then, well, with the long single stock ETFs, and then I do the short ETFs, and then I do YBIT. So if you want to fast forward to the one you want to look at, and then yeah, so I do have this one over there. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. Just let's just not pay attention to if it's new or added because it may or may not be right. And I'm sure you don't care anyway. But anyway, so they added 60 contracts. For GUI here, for their synthetic, they closed out, I don't know if it was all of them without looking at the holdings yet, but almost, well, not almost, but the synthetic that they had there, and at the 190 strike price, it was going to expire this week. And now it's October 18th expiration with the strike price of 160. It did cost them a lot of money. So $9.5 million just to close out of the old one, and then over almost $2.1 million to open the new one for a total of negative $11.6 million for GUI. Then we have MicroStrategy here. Similar thing, closeout synthetic or closed at least 30,000 shares. They were going to expire Friday with a 155 strike price, and now we have expiration date of October 18th with a 139 strike price. Luckily, the new one didn't cost us any extra money. It's almost a wash. I don't know that I've ever seen that, by the way. So I don't know. That makes me wonder how accurate these are. But we can look on the holdings, so I remember when we get there just to look at it. But it costs $52 million to close out the Misty Synthetic. And then you can see that it's like here's the close price yesterday. We were $20 below that strike price. Same thing up here where it cost us a bunch of money. And then again, for those of you that are new, for this synthetic, for the long ETFs, we want the stock price to be above the synthetic strike price. And we want the stock price to get close or up to the short call strike price, but really don't want it to go over because then we're not capturing some of that upside there. And then, of course, it would be the opposite for the short ETFs. BITO, YBIT down here at the bottom. Same, well, not same, let's see. Okay, yeah, expiration. So, yeah, same situation here, closing out. Same strike price, $28, just the expiration now, instead of it being this week, will be September 20th. You can see this one looks like we didn't have to actually pay any money out for this one. Yeah, we brought in $2.6 million. Well, obviously we paid out some and then we got some in, right? But to close out what was there, 28 million or 28.1 million, and then we received almost 30.7 million for the new ones that were opened. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump on over to the holdings here. Okay, so this holdings was as of close last night. Of course, it's dated for the open of today. So ABNY here. We're going to look at the short calls or things expiring this week, and we're going to look at the upside. And I'm going to try to get through this fairly quickly so I could get to work this morning. I did update the daily tab data. I just don't know that I will have time to do a video over it unless I get through this quickly and then get through that one quickly. So I doubt it. I'll probably only get one done, which is why I haven't been getting a lot done, because then I could do one and then I don't get to do any of the others. However, I just got a notification because data will be coming out soon. I just want to pull up my I don't have any Hail Mary trades out there, though. Should the stock market stay? I can't even talk. Should the stock market tank? So I'm just going to have it up over here on the side. All right, let's go. ABNY, short call expired. So unless obviously the 16th is this Friday, so those will expire in a couple of days, and then some of them may have already been pushed out to next week. However, I doubt many, so let's just go with the fact that unless we say or it says otherwise, they expire this week. We have a short call with the one at 17 strike price. We are currently, as of close, again, all these will be as of close yesterday. The market is not open today. As of close, we were only underneath this 10 cents. So we don't really have a possible upside here. Of course, it shows 1 cent. So, yeah. But, now, when I talk about that again, if you're new, that's for the short calls. I don't, the synthetic, the stock price could still go up based on the synthetic market value. As you can see in this case right now, we're up $1.13 a share for ABNY based on the value of the synthetic. And then, of course, then we have our upside here. And then this is the market value per share there. So this is bringing, the synthetic's bringing the stock price up $1.13, and the synthetic is bringing the price down 22 cents. And then the rest of it is cash, money market, and treasuries, which makes up the rest of the stock price of ABNY, which as of close yesterday was $15.83. All right, so we'll keep going on. If I think of something else we need to explain as we go through, we will go over it. AIYY, we have two short calls, $25.50 and $26. We're underneath those 2% and 4%, which is only 51 cents and $1.01. And these are split between the two. So we have about 10-cent upside here for the short call. And then, of course, the reason I say 10 cents, because, yeah, if it gets up to $25.50, then we're going to be pretty much flat on that first one. So we say we capture that 10-cent upside, and then it only costs us a penny to close these out. Well, if we get up to the $26, yeah, we might capture some of that, maybe 10 more cents. But now we're negative on the first short call because it's going to cost us even more money to close this one out. So it would sort of cancel each other out in a sense. All right. And then again, still, the synthetic share price, market value could make the stock price come up. Majority of the time it does. Sometimes with no problem. Sometimes it doesn't really move. It just depends because, again, market value. And you can't see, well, we'll say these market values are as of the close the previous day. All right, sorry, I paused the video there for a second because it was 8:30 and CPI data came out, and apparently we were actually at 2.9%, so the first time we've seen twos. So looks like we will probably have a rate cut in September. Right now, the futures, not sure still how the stock market's going to do, right? Going down means great for prices, but this second it looks like we're just going straight down in the futures. So just glancing at a few things here this morning as this happens. All right, anyway, okay. I'm trying not to be too distracted here. All right, AMDY, two short calls, 141, 143 strike prices. As of yesterday, we were over the 141 by 13 cents. And there's more shares there, so I don't see any upside here for the short calls themselves. Let's go to AMZ here. We have the 170 and 172.50 strike price. We are over the 170 strike price by 23 cents, and the majority of the contracts are sitting there. So I don't know that we'll have any additional upside for the short calls for AMZ. Then we have Aptly with a 217.50 strike price. We're over that by 2%, 253.50, 387, almost $4 over. So yeah, we have no upside there for that one. Then we have BABO, We have $83 and $87 strike prices. We do have earnings. I believe it is tomorrow pre-market. I should have brought that up, but I believe it's tomorrow. You might want to check on that, though. Oh, tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, so unless it happened today. But sorry, I got myself sidetracked. 83 and 87, so the majority of the contracts are sitting at the 83. Looks like about 40-cent upside here for BABO short calls. If we can get up to the $83, which is a couple of dollars away, right? Then we have Coney 200, 202.50, and 207.50. As of yesterday, we weren't above. As of this morning, I saw us in the 200s because Bitcoin was up above 61,000. Let's see, we're still above 61,000. So, yeah, so based off of just looking at the data and what's on the screen, majority of the contracts are sitting there at that first strike price. We'll get up about 1570 just based on that first short call. But we still might have a little bit more appreciation here on these, only because we have those other ones a little ways out. So yeah, this one's going to go negative, but now we have two up here, so I don't know, maybe we'll go up about 20 cents for the short calls. But we'll definitely should get better for the synthetic. I don't think we'll get over the strike price there, but right now the synthetic is bringing the stock price down 87 cents. Dizzo, $87 strike price. We're above that. We are below that 2%. Possible upside of 25 cents here for the short call. Phoebe, we have synthetic and short calls that expire this week. We're actually in a pretty good position here. Actually, we're in a really good position here. If we had to close out everything yesterday, it looks like even the synthetics and the short calls, we would have only paid $2 million. So that's really, really good here. We're in the best position that we could be, I guess. Maybe if this, I don't know if it would be better if the stock went down or up. But you can see here we're already over our short call strike price. So we're over it by 1%. However, we're not quite over our synthetic strike price. So that's why all of those are negative. So I'm not sure which way would be best overall for us not to have to pay, but $2 million is not bad. So we will see. GDXY, two short calls, 36, 36.50. We are both over both of these at 37.38. So no upside here for these short calls. But we did get over that $37 strike price for the synthetic, so now we're at 28 cents a share to the positive versus being negative. GUI here, short calls 165 at 167.50. We're below those 1 and 2%. Of course, the 1% is only like 80 something cents there. So possible upside here, maybe about 10 cents or so for the short call. All right, JPMO. Looks like we're in a similar situation with this one. At least the synthetics don't expire this week. But we have a short call of 207.50, and we are above that by 44 cents. So no upside for the short call. Not quite over the synthetic there yet, but maybe next week we can get up. But I don't know. With these times and the choppiness of everything, I don't know how everything's going to play out. Then we have the Murny here with 87, 88, and 89 strike prices. So it's awesome that we are further out because Murny has just, it's just gone bad. I think we went from like 23 or so dollars and we're down to 10. Because Moderna not too long ago, I think, was up to like 130, maybe 140. And anyway, I'm glad that they've made it so at least there could be some upside here. Or maybe it's just because it kept tanking, depending on when they did these short call trades. But I don't know, maybe about an upside of 30 or so cents for the short calls. Synthetics looking good though. So maybe that'll continue to go up. All right, MSFO synthetics and short calls expire this week. Of course, looks like not in a great situation. Similar to that other one, I don't know which one's better here, but right now our synthetic is 464, and we're below that 11%. It's bringing the stock price down $2.57 a share. And then the short call is 412.50. We are over that by about $1.50, and of course no upside for the short call itself. So I guess any upside we would get would come from the synthetic, unless they close this out today, and then you know increase our strike price for the rest of the week and see if we can capture some more upside there. But I don't know if they'll do that. But right now, if we had to close out all of those, you can see over here it will cost about $11 million, and our net assets are at $74 million. Sorry about that. Misty, we have one short call with 141 strike price. We are up at that or near that this morning pre-market, again because of Bitcoin going up. But it shows as of close yesterday the possible upside of about 94 cents here. So if we are up near that, then we should be somewhere around $24.50. And the index futures are red and down. Let me just check right here real quick. Of course, we're in pre-market, so, but it does say that the stock price is $24 even. But I think I said 24 a while ago, but about 24 and a half is what we'd be looking for. But again, we can't really go off of pre-market data for these ETFs. But if we get up above the 141, that brings us above our synthetic price. So then that should be able to bring, if so, if that turns us positive, then that should bring that up some more too. So I don't know. Maybe we could get up to $25 if we can get up to that 141 strike price. All right, Nephilim synthetics and short calls expire this Friday. 640 strike price for the short call, which we're already over by $8 or 1%, so no upside for this. Then we have our synthetic positions with a 675 strike price, which we're below 4%. It's bringing the stock prices down 70 cents a share. So if it continues to go up, the synthetic is going to help us out, but then we're going to have to pay also more to close a short call. But which means there may not be as much, upside to Nephilim for this week. In VD, we have the 111 short call. We're currently over that 5%. We closed at 116, so no upside here for the short calls for now. And then we have OARC with a 42.50 strike price, and we're over that by 9 cents. So no upside for that. Of course, keep in mind that's as of this data is as of close yesterday. With the it looks like the futures doesn't know what it wants to do, but it's still showing red, but very, very slightly right now. So let's see, for PayPay, we have a $66 and $67 strike price. Or underneath those 1% and 3%, which the 1% is only like 89 cents. Looks like we have a possible upside here, maybe about 15 cents or so for the short calls, because the majority of the contracts are sitting at the higher, at the $67 strike price. Then we have Snowy with the 126 short call. We're already above that by $1.06 or 1%, so no upside here for the short calls. Squee, we have 3 short calls. 63, 64, 65, or above the 63 by 37% or 1%. 37 cents or 1%. That is also where the majority of our contracts are. However, we do have a hefty chunk at the 65. but I don't know if we're going to have any upside based on the short calls themselves. But maybe the synthetic will help us out a little bit there. Tesla, oh my goodness. Their synthetics and short calls expire this week, and the synthetics were at 260. Can't believe we had those to begin with. I guess they thought Tesla was going to keep going up, and that's just not the way, or Tesla. It's just not the way Tesla seems to be working here. All right, so we have the short calls, 207.50, which were above a few cents, 33 cents, then 210, which were below 1%, so no upside here for the synthetic position, or the short calls. Then we have our synthetic positions, 260 and 265 strike prices. We're below those 20 and 22%. So this is bringing our stock price down roughly $3.57 a share. So closing out these synthetics, if we had to do so today, would cost almost $180 million. 180. And then our short calls, another 14. So I don't know, somewhere around $184 million, with our net assets being at only $680 million. So that is not good. Zomo here, short call 119 strike price. We were 2 days ago, we were above that by 1 cent, and then yesterday apparently we went down, so we're below at 1%. Possible upside here of about 16 cents. Then we have crash down here. We have a short put of 192.50, so our strike price is above that by 8%. And then I did get a response back on these long calls, so they decided to leave those long calls open, those extra ones, because it was only going to be a penny here. So they decided to leave those open and see if there was any way, if the stock did go up, that they could capture some extra income from those. And so that's why these long calls here are exceeding the count. And so in case you're new and not sure what I'm talking about, so see the synthetic, we have 612 and 612, and then we have this long call that's 612, and then we have our short put that's 612. So all those match, but now we have this extra 475 contracts here. But you see here, it's only 1 cent, so they would only get $238 to close those out. Because they only get 1 cent a share for the 475 contracts, which would be 47,500 shares, which is how the 238 market value comes about. But yeah, so they're just holding on to those. Of course, they expire this week, so at this point, they're still not getting anything for them, except for the 238. So I guess I can't say anything, but yeah, we're talking millions of dollars. At this point, it's nothing. Okay, so let's keep going. So then we have the dips with the short put of strike price 101, and we're currently above that 15%. Sorry, just checking out all these numbers. I haven't looked at these in a minute. All right, let's move on to fiat. So same situation here. We have the extra long call that expires this week with the 97 shares or contracts, but we'd only get 2 cents there. But they'll be closed out Friday. All right, anyway, okay, the short put here with 175 strike price, 185 strike price. We're above those 7 and 13%. And then YBIT, I forget about that. So YBIT, we have the short call of $20.50. We are below this 3%. Possible upside of about 49 cents here. And this is one I just mentioned. I think it was going to expire this week, and it's been pushed out to the September 20th here. But we are still below that strike price, 29%. Anyway, hope y'all got something out of this. I gotta go. Gotta go to work. Talk to y'all later. Bye.